Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Mike the Muppet Modeler here, and before we get going I'd like to say a massive thank you to all my subscribers, new and existing. Without you guys I'd just be an old fella sat at a bench working away on model kits myself. So thank you very much. We have just reached just over 1,840 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you very much. I would like to try and get to 1,900 by Christmas. Well, not Christmas, but the end of the year. If that would be possible, that would be absolutely amazing. I don't think it'll happen, but about 59 more to go, I think. So that would be great if I could do that. But like I say, not holding my breath. Anyway, as you can see on the bench, we have the new Airfix 1/24 scale Messerschmitt BF109G-5/G6. I've been watching Nigel's modelling bench, and I really like the look of this, so I got one myself. It arrived a couple of days ago. I haven't been able to get in the shed due to weather again, and I have to apologise because I got over eager and I opened the box, and I've got to tell you I am a little bit disappointed, and I have been in contact. Well, I've emailed Airfix to try and see if I can sort out an issue, which I will show you in just a minute. But here, let's go. CAD images on the side, engine, cockpit, undercarriage, machine guns and engine. The sides, I don't know if I'll be able to get the image in, but there you go, that's the image on the side of the box. And then there are 5 different schemes that you can use. I think I might go for the American one, but I do quite like the spinner on the propellers on the couple of the others as well, so we'll see. Opening the box, it is just absolutely chock-a-block with plastic, very nicely wrapped. There's a few sprues in single bags. There's quite a few of them, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the sprues for now, and I'm going to show you the issue that I have come across with my particular kit, if you like. First of all, you might see the instructions are ripped where the staples are, which, because the top has come away, it's left a fold in the bottom. So the mask set is, I can show you sideways, curved on along the straight edge, and the decals are exactly the same. I don't know if I'll be able to, you could probably see that crease along the bottom there and there, which, to be honest, I am not best pleased about. And also, if you have a look at this, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's wrinkly. It looks like, and the same with the masking set, it looks like it's got damp at some point and then it's dried out. That's the sort of thought that I've got on it, and as you can see here and here where the instructions are ripped. But I mean that in itself isn't an issue, because obviously you just go through and you look at the instructions and whatnot anyway. That's not a problem, but these are a problem as far as I'm concerned anyway. So I have emailed Airfix and I'm waiting for a reply from them. So I suppose anyway, let's have a look. That's the mask set, and if I put my windows on, they are clearly labelled. Front windscreen, armoured windscreen panel, Scheme A spinner spiral, Scheme D spinner spiral, G5 head armour, standard canopy middle section, standard fuselage cross schemes, so and port fuselage cross scheme A, D and E. That's a starboard cross scheme fuselage. Looks like the camera's getting a bit blurry, so I'm going to pause it there and wait till it clears. Right, there we go guys, I think we're sort of pretty much back now. The mistiness is almost gone. There's still a little bit in the right hand side, but these are the decals. As you can see, there's a dent in the middle of that number 4 there. You might be able to see just there. And obviously we've got the damage at the bottom of the decals, but other than that they look really nice. Obviously there's decals there for the 5 different schemes that you can do, so that's really nice. I'm just really disappointed about the damage. Even though they were sat inside the instructions. Then we have colour call out sheets. This is A, or Scheme A, which is really nice. Scheme B, which is the one that I think I'm going to do. I quite like that, and it's different. And anyone who's watched my channel and that will know that I like to do things a little bit different, that are a little bit different. Then we have, so that was B. This one is C, which is the captured RAF version, RAF Collie Western. And then D, France, 1944, August. Again, really nice. Then we got E, which is also another nice scheme. I quite like the look of this. And on the wings, looks quite nice. And then on the back of that you've got the decal placements for A, B and E, and then on this side you've got decal placements for D. So I wonder where C went, or unless that's meant to be C and D. As you can see there, it's D. This side is A, B and E. Right, then we got the instructions. Really nice picture on the front. Nice engine view as well. There's the damage to the inside of the instructions in the 2 staple, which I think that's what caused the damage to the decals, obviously. Got a bit of information on all of the 5 schemes. This says, important to read the whole of the instructions carefully, choose the decal scheme and everything. Then we have nice close-up of the engine detail. Tells you what part is what, and basically where decals go on there as well. And there's a bit of information at the top there telling you exactly what the engine was, its capacity and everything else. Getting into the instructions then, we've got the engine build up, and at the top it says, when building this model with the engine cowlings open, follow steps 1 to 60 on pages 8 to 12 and miss out steps 61 to 86 on page 13 and 14. So follow steps 1 to 60, so you've got obviously that page, that page, that page, that page, and up to there. Then you don't do this because this is for the closed cowling up to, well, those 2 pages for a start, I would think, up to 86, which is obviously pages 13 and 14. So there's a lot of detail there in going into the engine. I'm not an engineer, so I'm not going to pretend to know what any of it is. All I know is that the engine in the Messerschmitt was inverted. So for the Spitfire, it would have been one upright, and in the Messerschmitt, it was over the other way. But again, with these instructions, it shows you exactly, like, you put this part here and that's what it looks like in place, and then you fit that part there and that's what it looks like in place. It's all easy to follow, it's all simplified, you can't really go wrong, which is really good. Then you've got the rest of the makeup of the engine. Then you've got the support brackets, excuse me, the support brackets that hold it in place inside the cowling. I think I would probably have mine on show, so that, and maybe try and get some figures sourced so that you've got them looking like they're working on it, being as it would be a captured plane, so to speak. Then you've got more of the engine, more wiring, cables and pipes going in. I might even try and do a little bit of research and try and add some more piping and cables and things. But it all looks really nice, and I've seen, like I said, on Nigel's modelling bench, he's built the engine and it looks absolutely stunning. It's amazing. Then we've got the cockpit, instrument panels, early and late, and then it's got all your these show the decals that have to go on there. These tell you what the gauges are, and then you've got different, you've got the I think that's the port side and the starboard side there of the cockpit. That's the cockpit tub made up without that side panel on there, and that's it with the other side not on there. Lots of lovely detail in that, and lots of nice colours to do as well, so that'd be good. And this is making up the actual cockpit. So that's the base of the seat. You got the, I think that's the rear armoured plate. Then you've got a bit of flooring going in, and an instrument. You can choose which one you're having. Another bit of the floor going in. Then you've got the foot pedals. So you've got two of one type or two of another type to make. Where to put them in, or where to fit them. Fitting the seat base in. Another instrument, the joystick or control column, what colours to paint it, and there's a decal to go on there as well. I think this is the making up the machine gun housing, or the cannon housing for that. I think that has a decal on there, or two decals on that, and there's a bit here for to trim A, B, C and E, and D closed canopy only. Obviously a little aerial there, tells you to drill a couple of 1mm holes. There's a side panel going in, trim wheel, and where to put where that goes in the next bit. A couple more levers, and decals to go on. It says there, see page 15 for decals, along with this one as well. Another lever. Another support strut, and I think for the tail wheel. Cockpit going in into one half of the fuselage. Shows you exactly where it goes and how it fits. Absolutely superb. Open canopy. Tells you to remove some parts. Don't glue. Do not glue. Then fitting the top part into the fuselage, and it shows you there how to do it. Then you got seat belts going in, which I think they probably would have been in before that, but doesn't look like they have to. That's the way it should go. So that top part goes in first, then the seat belts go on the top. Drilling a couple more holes out. Open canopy and closed canopy. Oxygen pipe. A couple more instruments. Some more dials and buttons and things. I think it might be a fuel pipe or something going there. Looks lovely in in the diagram. Instrument panel and shroud goes in there. You get an armour plate part at the rear of the cockpit going in. Then you have to decide as well whether you want the canopy open or closed. You can have either a closed armour plate piece or an open one. I'd probably have the open one, because then obviously, like I said, it could be like people working on it. So you either have the closed or the open. And a couple of little greeblies on the outside. Wing spar. And the two wings. Then you've got the support struts for the wings, both sides, and another one to make up the wheel bay, I think. Yeah, you've got the port assembly, and you'll have the starboard assembly for the wheel wells, which is all that. Slats open or closed, you can have either open or retracted. A little bit more detail going in the interior of the wings, I believe, or might even be the outer surface. It says C steps 223 and 238. 223 to 238. Marrying the two bits, or the three bits of the wings together. Looks pretty straightforward. Horizontal stabilizers and the flaps. If they're like the Spitfire, I think they'd be at the angle on the ground, so that is how I would do mine. The rudder going in. I think this is the port assembly landing gear. The wheel going in. Both of those. Port and starboard. And then here it comes, there are three build options for the radiator and wing flaps. Refer to the diagrams below. So you've got radiator flap closed, wing flaps retracted, radiator flap open, wing flaps retracted, radiator flap open, wing flaps lowered. Which is, I would probably do Z, which is have them both open. Then you've got the radiator flap closed, radiator flap open. Port assembly closed, port assembly open. Starboard radiator flap closed and open. Port assembly closed and open. They have to be all open, wouldn't they, really? I think, anyway. Well, mine will be. I think it looks better. Then you've got the undersurface. The radiator flaps closed and the radiator flaps open. And here we have you've got the flaps, port assembly, starboard assembly, the port assembly, starboard assembly, port assembly, starboard assembly, depending on how you want to do it. Which mine would be the Z, so which would be the bottom one. Then we have the outer flaps, port and starboard, closed and open, I would guess. So obviously I would have the open. And then you've got the port and starboard ailerons, which I would assume again you could have open or closed. So here it says port assembly neutral, port assembly banking starboard, port assembly banking port. So maybe it would have to be neutral then, unless they're both down anyway. Then we've got the slats on the front, on the leading edge of the wings. Port assembly, starboard assembly. I think you can either have those open or closed. Then we've got a couple of bits going on the underneath. I think there's a machine gun hold carrier, or the cannon carrier, for the engine bulkhead. Then obviously you've either got your open cowl engine or your closed cowl engine, which mine will be that one. It will be open. That goes into there, and it shows you where it all should connect. You've got the armaments, which are the machine guns. Right, yeah, machine gun makeup. Then we've got, is that ammunition boxes and the ammunition feed. Got the two sides of the two cowling covers, or the machine where the machine guns sit. Then you've got the an underneath part, the belly pan. And you've got the under engine main radiator. I would think that's what it is anyway. The makeup, and then the fitment. Landing gear legs. Both of those attached to fitting the wheels, and the rear landing, the rear tail wheel. There's the tyres. Making those up. Fuel pod. Got the under wing cannons. Port and starboard assembly. That was the port assembly. This is the starboard assembly, which obviously is just going to be a mirror image. It's going to be exactly the same. Then you've got the cowls to go on, or to make up, because obviously they're not going to be going on. Got an air filter. I believe that's what that is. I might be wrong. Let me know in the comments. The underneath cowl. Was that the top part? That's the top of the engine. Cowl covers. Have them open like gull wings. Couple more bits. Got the heads-up display for the cockpit. Got the rear canopy glass, the main canopy, the armoured front panel, tells you how it should be for painting and whatever, and then whether you're having it open or closed. aerial, little tail light, pitot tube, propeller and the propeller makeup, colour and decals, putting that all of that to lovely work together, the spinner, the drop tank going on, and then the pre-cut mask layout. So that's the instructions, guys. Let's have a little look, shall we? I don't know whether I should be cutting these open and having a look really, in case they want the whole kit and caboodle sent back. But I'm sure the actual plastic's fine, it's just the decals that I have the issue with. Now, there's been a lot of discussion as well over the straightness of the sprues, whether they're a bit bent. Well, this looks to be fine, looks really good. There's some lovely detail on that, as you can see. Cables and wires and some nice rivet detail there, and panel lines. Nice detail on the machine guns. That's really nice. And what's good about this as well is the bags that they're in, the sprues are in, are oversized, so you're not trying, look at the gap, so you're not trying to squeeze them back in. You just open the bag and it goes straight back in, no problem, no sweat, no bother. Right, lovely clear parts. Absolutely lovely. Clear piping. I think that's the like fuel pipe or something like that. That's the rear part of the canopy. And you've got 4 different armour plate parts for the front windscreen. Got the closed canopy section and the open one. Lights, various little clear part greeblies, but it's all really clear, really nice. Absolutely marvellous. And see, it just goes straight back in, it's not a problem. I like that. Actually thinking about the modeler. Same with this. I mean, look at the size of the bag. Look how much room it's got. And at the end of the bag, that's how much room it's got. You have to cut a load off, but right, there's the wings, or the upper portion of the wings. Loads of rivet detail you might be able to see there. Lots and lots of it. Really nice detail. And on the underside, Obviously there's some this looks like it's been scraped. If you can see that, that looks like it's been scraped there over all the ejector pin holes. But that's really nice. Let's see if we can get there. Look at that detail. Nice and clean, nice and crisp. There's an oily residue on there. I'm not entirely happy with the plastic on that part, to be honest. That might need a bit of dealing with, a bit of sanding down or something. That's not, I don't know what that is. That looks like somebody's dumped a load of glue on it. Or there's a bit of excess plastic layer over the top of it, I don't know. But other than that, everything looks really clear, really clean. There's the exhaust holes. And this is the other one, again, lovely detail. More exhaust ports. Then you've got slats and flaps, radiator pieces, wing spar. It's a nice big sturdy piece. Just put those 3 screws back in the bag because I don't have the room not to. Turn that over actually, put that way. What? Let's turn it like that actually, let's do that. This bag. This kit, by the way, that I've got is number 1968 out of 11,260. So I don't know if that's going to be the total amount that they'll make, or if they'll make more or what. I have no idea. Here we have lots of more nice detail. Instrument panel shroud, armour plate door for the rear. That's the closed one. There's the open one. Side panels for the cockpit. Got the rudder. I think that might be port and starboard parts for the cockpit. And that's the upper part that goes over the cockpit. Bit of flooring and the machine gun shroud. That's nice. Here we've got the cockpit base, cockpit floor. I think this is the radiator, the main radiator, I think, or one of the radiators. You've got the horizontal stabilizer flaps. Those might be the horizontal stabilizers. Port and starboard, if you notice there, it's got P for port, SB for starboard. Engine cowls and nose cowl. All again Really nice rivet detail on those. Raised rivet detail on that. I think you can see a little bit of the oil residue that's on there as well. And then basically we've got another sprue exactly the same as the first one. Or that is the first one. So that was the 3 sprues. I got that totally wrong, didn't I? So there's the 3 sprues. I think, oh no, because I didn't show you this one, which is the fuselage half. Nice recessed panel lines. Nice rivet detail. And this part here, there's a little oval there. If you can see that, that's got to be filled for certain schemes. I don't know if mine's one of them. The one that I'm going to do. I saved up for this kit. I bought it myself. I'm not sponsored in any way, shape or form, as much as I would like to be. I'm not. I don't have enough subscribers for that sort of thing to happen, so as much as it would be nice. Right, there we got the drop tank. Nice detail on it, and that's its carrier, I believe. I think, anyway. A couple of little greeblies. Is that the cannon housings on there? There's the cannons themselves, there and there. Machine guns with the belt feeders, and I think that's the other side of them as well, so all very nice. Then we've got a smaller sprue with the propeller, all the propeller parts. Bit of flash on this. Yeah, well, it looks like flash. It's not flash, but it does look like it. Propellers, I think they're, interesting. You've got these 3 parts here which go into the backs of the propellers here to make them up. Bit different. Then you've got the tyres and the wheels, landing gear legs, and the landing gear covers for when they're retracted. All looks very nice though. Continental tyres again, all with a flat spot. There's 2 different types. You can either Continental or you can have those ones. I would suggest that they're probably depending on, again, which version you're doing. Might be whether it's the G5 or the G6. Put these back. There's only 2 bags left, guys, so that'll be that then. You won't have to put up with my drone for much longer. This bag's for the well, yeah, this whole bag is engine parts. So you got the main engine block, I think. Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. You got a row of exhausts there. Is that the turbocharger there? But loads of parts there. Then you've got the bracing parts. And this part, lovely wiring, absolutely beautiful detail on that. Pipes have got lovely detail. Spark plugs. All the injectors. Nice bit of ducting. And the engine struts. Detail is really, really nice. Absolutely lovely. I bought this one because I've got the 124 Spitfire. I thought, well, you've got the Spitfire, you've got to have its nemesis, haven't you? And this one's its last bag. Oh, the word I was looking for were the rocker covers. I believe. Then you've got radiators. This is all cockpit parts, I believe. Cockpit and engine. You've got the foot pedals. Got the trim wheel. I think this part is where the trim wheel goes. You've got loads of greeblies for the cockpit, which it's going to look lovely. It really is going to look nice. Just hope it all goes together as nice as it looks. And look, loads of little greeblies and things. All looks really, really nice. Right then guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope that wasn't too long, and I hope you haven't got too bored and fallen asleep. And hopefully Airfix will get back to me and be able to sort out my issue. I will let you know what happens, how that goes. And I have another review to do because I've received something else in the post. And hopefully I'll be able to get that done tomorrow. And then after that we can get back to actually building something, maybe. Get a bit more done on this B17 and get that cracked out and out of the way. I don't want to rush it. It is taking its time. I am thinking of doing the tail section silver, but I don't know yet. I'll see when I come back and get back to it. But for now, have a good weekend, and I hope to see you soon. Bye for now, guys.